Alrighty, welcome to Power. So, see, we got a build menu. Only thing we can build right now, primitive workbench. And you build everything from basic materials. Starting out, it's just going to be stuff on the ground. These things are fast travel points. So now we can fast travel here. You want to talk to people for missions. This guy gives you your Palpedia, your Pokédex, if you will. Start out collecting stuff. Sticks and rocks. Sticks, rocks, bushes. There might also be like stuff that drops from the pallet on the ground, like leather, wool, eggs. You want to keep an eye out for things around the world like this chest, or maybe some eggs. I won't find an egg around here. Not like a little chicken egg, but the big old pal eggs. Once you get a few rocks and sticks, you want to find a nice big flat area to make as your first base. You're going to make a toolbox or a workbench. Then I never made the torch. I never felt it necessary. But you can make a bat, axe to cut down trees, pickaxe to mine. But to make this base your base, you have to put down a PAL box. So to do that, you gotta go into your technology and start learning stuff. So you get a PAL box, PAL sphere to get Pokemon. You don't really need a campfire. Repair bench I don't need because I got my stuff turned down to where they won't go bad. Wooden structure. Make a bow and arrows. Bed for me, bed for them. Shield. I never get the basic clothes because you're going to unlock like cold and hot clothes. Berry plantation. Definitely need that. Let's see. That's all I need. So there's always stuff on the right that you don't need, like pal dressing. This is kind of something new I don't really mess with. Furniture sets, you don't really need that stuff. Obviously, you might want it to make it look cute. But I'm about that efficiency. Once you learn your basic stuff, I like to just kind of clear out the whole area. Get it nice and uniform. So far, I've only broke down a little bit of rock. I want to get a mining Pokemon to help me kind of do the rest. But once you break down rock, you start to get, well, I just spent it all, but you get Palladium, which is like a blue rock. And then you come over here to the workbench and start making some of your Pokeballs. And at the beginning, they're very low. So even without hurting him, I can usually catch him pretty easy. Now that I've caught one of those land balls, there's that Pokeball all the way to the right of the green bar. That means I've caught some of them. That's what the white Pokeball means. But once you catch 5, you get an XP bonus, and it'll turn yellow, meaning that you've got your XP bonus for that particular Pokemon. So I try not to hurt them if I don't have to. But sometimes, just like normal like Pokemon games, it kind of helps to catch if they're already a low level or have status effects to them. So that should be my 5. So that's what that Mimog effigy means. It means I've caught 5 of that particular type of Pokemon. Or Pal. There is the Paldium I was talking about. So now, as you can see, this land ball has the yellow Pokeball, which means I've caught enough of them to get the XP bonus. I can still catch more if I want more. Later on, you might want to catch a bunch of higher ranking Pokemon because every Pokemon has like certain moves. Doesn't tell me. Oh yeah, Roly-Poly is his move, and Air Cannon. He only has 2 moves. But this one has only 1 move, and so on. So, and they also have traits like Clumsy. So this guy is not a good worker for me because his work speed is minus 10%. But if they have good moves, like Infinite Stamina, that's awesome. I can combine a bunch of these Pokemon into like one Pokemon later on and get like a Pokemon with super badass stats. Now I'm really early level, but this is a level 4, so it's almost half. So every little tick is doing like a D&D roll check against that percentage. So I ended up catching him, but at 50%, you know, there's like tossing a coin on whether or not it would have caught it on that first tick. If I pass the check, the tick, then it'll go up a little bit and give me another tick, but I have higher chances because it did go up a little bit. Yeah, you can throw and just keep running if you know you're going to catch them. You'd also hurt him a little bit. See, I killed him by accident. When you kill a pal, it'll drop stuff. Like, they'll drop berries, the land balls will drop wool. Everything kind of drops something. So one mistake I made was I wanted to catch one of the cats first because they can help with mining, but I caught 5 of these land balls. So I'm going to need to put down my pal box. When you put it down, there's like this big blue circle barrier, and it's kind of hard to see. There you go. So see it on the rocks there. You kind of want to like back out. I like to have it it's hard to see it. There it goes. Where is it? I want that mining thing, that ore over there that I'm looking at. I want that to be inside. Okay, there it goes. So you see the shadow over there. Just want to put it right here just so that ore's inside. Place it, you build it. Now this is my base. And it is confined within that blue circle that's around it. Which is all the way to here. So this is what is considered my base. But once you have that, your PAL box will contain all of the Pokemon that you've caught. So I'm going to get rid of these guys. Give me a water guy. Planting guy. Oops. Get back over there. Just want you there. Get in my belly. Now, if you look over to the right, the Cativa down below, they all have certain traits. Like, the hand means he's good at, like, helping with handiwork, like making things and so on. There's gathering, which means he can collect, like, bushes mostly. Mining for rocks, and then there's, like, that box, so he can put stuff that's on the ground into chests that I make. But once you get a farm down, you can put something that gathers wool. So if you look down here to the bottom right, anybody that has like that fence thing, it's showing up like right here. But he has handiwork capabilities and transporting and farming. And farming down below, it says sometimes drops wool when assigned to a ranch. And he should run straight over there. But that's what this thing here is for, set work mode. So I can make them work harder or more relaxed. I never change it. I just keep it on normal or put it on relax because I don't like them to get like upset. But then you can also change the work preferences. So Lamball can either make things like my cat is right now. Oops. But I don't need Lamball to make things. I only need him to farm wool. So I'm going to take off so he can make things, he can transport things, he can make wool, or he can fight if there's like the base gets raided. So I always leave the fighting on, because if the base gets raided, you want everybody to fight and, you know, stop all your stuff from getting damaged. But I'm going to take this off so my Lamball just makes wool over there. So he's already made some. And then your PAL box here is also how you upgrade the base. So I'm going to press V. So I've upgraded. I've got all the things done to upgrade it. I made a chest, I made a workbench, and I've deployed a PAL to the base, my Lamball. So I'm going to hit upgrade. So now I can have 2 guys working in here. So I need to build a campfire, a bed, and a repair bench. So I don't think I learned the workbench because I didn't think I was going to need it. Repair bench, campfire. So I'm going to make the repair bench, which he should stop doing that, and make the workbench for me. It's my own personal guy. I can also deploy another one. I need bed. So these have to be on a structure. I can't just put it on the grass. All of your pals need beds, so I like to just find a nice little spot away from everything. Way more beds than I need right now. You just kind of want to keep upgrading this as much as possible. The more you upgrade it, the more you can have, more pals you can have, the more bases you can have. And you want them kind of working, but happy at the same time. So your pals need beds. If you look over here, I have 2 pals in the base, but I could have 3. And I have 8 beds, but I only need 2 because I only have 2 pals in the base. You only need 1 food box, and it's just got to have food in it. So I'm going to put all my berries in there. And I can also make berries. So now once you have everything started, I got a good little foundation. You really just want to have a ton of Pokeballs and just catch 5 of everything. Really start learning what like all of their abilities are. Like if I go to party here. So work suitability is what it's called. So the Cativa is handy, gathering, mining, and teleporting, or transporting. But some of them are like fire, so like cooking things or running the ores. There's watering, which is for watering plants or running certain mills. Planting seeds, generating electricity, cutting logs, cooling things down like fridges or even eggs. Some of them produce medicine, transport, and farming. So right now, I need somebody. I need a fire Pokemon and a logging Pokemon for sure. So I'm just gonna go around and catch stuff. So while you're out catching stuff, there's things to look out for on the map. This is the first save or fast travel point. The base always looks like a fortress. Sometimes you'll see Pokemon in a circle. That's like a boss. It's level 38. We definitely can't handle that. This right here is another save point, which I apparently didn't unlock. Thought I did. Yeah, if it's orange, it means you haven't unlocked it yet. Ran right by it. And then there's Tower of the Rain Syndicate. So there's like these towers. I think there's at least 7 of them on the map. And those are like your main boss fights. So I'm going to run towards that and catch Pokemon. So I've caught a bunch of Pokemon. I've made it to the tower. This is like your first main boss fight. And that'll get you ancient technology points, which are meant to unlock this stuff over here on the right. First thing that's most important is the egg incubator. Allows you to find eggs that are all over the map. There's actually one right there at the top of that spire. It's hard to see. Yeah, right there. But they're kind of like on mountain edges and tops of mountains and stuff. So that's like the things you want to look out for on the map is like boss fights. That's what this is too. A lot of these question marks are going to be boss fights. The towers, other save points so you can get around quicker later on. And then these do not show up on the map, but this is a expedition? No, dungeon. And they'll have like Pokemon that aren't normally around here and a lot of like really good loot and stuff. I'm not quite ready for that yet. Now that I have the tower and that dungeon, I'm going to go back to the base and set up for a fight. I need to make bow, some arrows. It's 10 arrows per, by the way, so if I make 10 of them, 20 of them, it'll make 200 arrows. That's going to take a while. I'll let my guys do that. So I got these plant boxes over there, but my planting guy is grazing instead, so you kind of want to really pay attention to these. So do planting. I'm going to take off that. So land ball. Just want wool. This guy can be a handy guy. So just do he'll transport stuff. This one just for planting. This one for getting wood. This one I want to just graze. This guy I'll have do watering. So he doesn't need to be on anything handy. And this guy will be my miner. That's good for now. Oh, since he's a miner, he's going to do other things. So you can also set them to certain things. So my campfire doesn't need anybody. I don't have a fire guy dedicated for this yet. Put the logging sites for him, stone pit for them. Ranches for these 3. Oh yeah, because I can't set them up yet. And I can't deploy more people until I upgrade, which I need a medicine workbench. So now my cat should go there. Cat, damn it. That'll go. Furnace fire. So now the pals will go exactly where they're supposed to go. Right, I'm ready to go fight. So as long as you're anywhere within your base circle, you can fast travel. So I'm going to fast travel over to the fight. Sulfur already. A lot of these will have like ores and certain things you can't get this early. So I found the boss fight pretty early, which is... There's a lot more to explore here, but... I kind of want to go ahead and finish this. You can always bring Pokemon out to help you in a fight. My deer is probably my best, but I don't want to lose him. Because I can ride him around. But down on the bottom left there shows my land ball has already taken a little bit of damage. Holy shit, he just blew himself up. I didn't know that was a thing. So now he's red down in the bottom left because he's dead. But I can explore the rest of the dungeon, but once you find like that tree and the big boss, and you can catch them because there's like bigger versions of Pokemon. They're a little bit, just slightly more powerful, but they're also a pain in the ass because they're like way bigger. Kind of crowds up the screen. Now I'm still ready for that boss fight, but since I got a bunch of ore, I'm gonna run back to the base real quick. So that way I can always keep my pals kind of working. Dang, my pal's chilling. So you can cancel what's on there. Cancel that. Oh, I must be full. Inventory's full. Now I'm going to do my first tower. Alright, first boss fight. Oh, I won't skip it. So that, I got 5 ancient technology points. And you'd only get so many of these. I mean, I guess you get 5 for the towers, and then you get 1 for certain save or fast travel points you unlock. Or maybe it's every 5 or something like that, you get a point. And then you get a point for every boss kill. Anyway, now I can unlock my first thing. Oh, I already passed it. Definitely want an egg incubator. Let's see. Ring of Mercy. This one is huge because, like, for catching Pokemon. Because it'll allow you to attack Pokemon but never kill them. It'll always keep them at, like, 1 point. But your Pokemon can still kill the Pokemon you're fighting. So when you're trying to catch Pokemon, don't have your Pokemon out. But that one is super good. Lock picking is good. But yeah, that's pretty much it.